Hello, Skinny. Welcome to MetalKaoz. This is Dimitris. Nice meeting you. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview today, man. I'm super excited. Thank you.
Absolutely. I hope we are not getting a sneak peek of whatever you are working on your screen. Is it okay with us looking at your screen?
Yeah, yeah, it's okay as far as the dual reflection there. It actually kind of looks cool now that I can see it.
Oh,
This thing's
yes.
kind of hard to see out of. But
Uh,
yeah, you may see some of this promo stuff real soon here.
oh, perfect. So let's start talking about the new album. First of all, why did you pick "Call the Devil" as the title of the album?
Well, we had a lot of different title ideas, through quite a few around. That one just kept coming up, and the other reason was Shout at the Devil was already taken.
Sure.
So we went with Call the Devil. No, really, it was again one of those titles that it made everyone think something different. Not everyone had the same impression of what it meant. And as we went further with it, as far as everyone's, description of what they thought it meant to them personally, it was really neat to see those three words, invoke that kind of thought and that kind of emotion. So, again, it was very much art and left open to interpretation for each individual. So it was just pretty cool and kind of powerful.
Yeah, and did the title drive the cover artwork, or was it the other way around? Because that's a cool,
So
well, artwork. It's an actual picture, right?
so the art is done by Blake Armstrong, and he's done a lot of different metal stuff, and he's done all kinds of different art. And again, this was with collaboration with Napalm Records, who's been great to us. They've been just amazing and the creative end of it, and just letting us have creative control and do what we want. But they were the ones who suggested Blake Armstrong. So he had just had the title to work with.
Okay.
And it was, again, very much, we were like, oh, I wonder what he's going to come back with. And right away, that's what he had done, straight up the very first stuff. And we were like, wow, that's really heavy. It's really dark. And again, it was not what any of us were thinking. So we really, really liked it. And so did the label. So yeah, we went with it. And again, it was like the first thing that he had did for us. So it wasn't like going back and forth. We loved his interpretation right away.
I may sound silly, but is the devil waiting for a call, or no one is calling the devil, or is he doing something else?
To me, he looks like he's got way too many calls and way too many messages. He doesn't even want to deal with all those people. So again, it's kind of fun, even with that coming into play, him holding like even a more modern phone. So it turns into technology, and is technology the devil? Is the demon for the devil? There's so many ways to look at it. It was really interesting.
Although, man, with the things that are happening all around the world, especially after the pandemic, that feels that everything has gone worse. I am sure he is ignoring our calls and all the messages.
Yeah, yeah, because there's probably a lot of deals that, aren't finished, and he doesn't want to, deal with us anymore. So, I know a lot of people signed up early on with him and things didn't work out for him, but, you know, that's what you get.
So, how long will you say the making of the album take?
So this one probably about 18 months, and it wasn't done, like in even once things were roughed out and put together, it wasn't in your traditional final recording. Like typically we would block out like 4 months at a time and just go in and start to finish record it all. This one was done more in sessions.
Hmm.
So there'd be like 2 weeks with a couple of guys recording, working on some ideas, and then a small break, and then another 3 weeks with a couple of other guys working on some songs, and then maybe everyone collaborates and switches what they're working on and listening to everyone else's stuff the next time around, just pass it back and forth type of thing. So it was very collaborative, and it was done in sessions instead of just one long haul.
And you had Gravy working again with Mushroomhead. So, how did it feel?
It was awesome. Like right off the rip, just a lot of, like, I mean, the first couple of sessions we didn't really record, even we just hung out and talked and watched shit on YouTube, and laughed and listened to bands and got into sounds and checked out cool guitar tones and compression settings, and you just like EQs, and just really got into nerdy gear stuff. And then I think it was the third time we got together, we actually started recording. And that was the first time he and I had sat down and recorded anything in like 12 years.
Wow.
So it was, yeah, it was awesome because we didn't talk about what we were going to do. We just had some mics up in the room. He grabbed a guitar and I sat behind some drums, and we just played and recorded it for about a half hour, maybe 40 minutes, and then sat down and listened to it. And there was sections of that recording that ended up being the first song on the new album, Eye to Eye. Just it had so much energy and life, and just we heard it back. We're like, oh, we should work on that. So we went right back in and kept going on just that little section. So yeah, the very first time we got together and recorded, it resulted in the very first tune on the album. So super exciting, and just even the vibe of it, it has the energy and the excitement, a little bit of, like I said, the band's really hungry right now, so you can hear it all over the album. And that first tune just kind of smacks you in the face, and it's just fun.
So do you feel that with people coming and going from the lineup, has any effect on the band, how it sounds?
Absolutely. And a lot of bands, I think, almost look at it as it's daunting or it's a negative thing. Stepping out of your comfort zone, I think, ends up getting you results that you never imagined before. So having new blood, fresh blood, new players come in with fresh ideas, um, it really brings it to another level. And sometimes it's very unpredictable because you don't know what you're going to get. And as an artist, I really like that because it's stepping out of my comfort zone to a point where I don't know it's very unpredictable. I don't know sometimes what it's going to turn into, and I let it evolve into what it needs to be. And then it shows me that, oh, this is the sound of this song. So it's very organic the way we operate.
So I will use air quotes when I say this because, sometimes having all the freedom as an artist can be dangerous. This is where the air quotes come because, fans, and especially metalheads, can be very picky. They pick on this and that. They expect a specific band to sound in a specific way.
Right.
So I don't know how you deal with these things, but I expect after all these years, this is something that doesn't even touch you, right?
Well, in a lot of ways, it's art to me at the end of the day. And there's no rules in art. So you can make it however you want. So if your goal is to be heavy and to be in this one style of tuning and, one style of vocal range and just this one block, then go for it. If that's what you really like to do, then, make art that way, but don't be so, focused on that. You realize that there's other things out there. Other people like other things. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it sucks. I used to, try to preach that one all the time, but again, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but I think that, that whole diversity just, it really helps in the long run, if you're truly trying to create art. And I keep saying that because, like I said, I like to step out of my comfort zone, and we have such like dynamics all over our record to where if you listen to one song, that's not how the band sounds on the rest of the album necessarily. There could be one song that nothing else on the album sounds like that, but there's one of those on every album for the last 8. So it's pretty cool that through all of our inconsistencies, there's a consistency.
The lack of consistency may be said as a consistency, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. With that being said, though, you said how you start working on Eye to Eye with Gravy. The music of Mushroomhead is not something, let's say, simple. There are a lot of layers. There are many things coming in and go out. So is there any way to describe how you approach the songwriting process?
I'm glad you mentioned the layers and the textures. We like to build that kind of thing, whether it's a vocal harmony or a keyboard layers or a simple riser that adds tension. We're big on that kind of stuff. It is hard to do only because, again, it's art and there's almost no end to it. You have to be able to say, okay, enough is enough at some point. And sometimes there's too many things going on, and I go back and mute everything out and go, all right, it's better with none of that shit on. So yeah, it gets tough sometimes because, we want to hear our ideas through. I want to hear everyone else's ideas come to life. And then sometimes once you're done getting your idea, you're like, yeah, my idea sucks. Sorry, let's go back to the original idea. But that's part of art too, right? You got to keep trying. If you're not hearing it fully the way you hear in your head or your heart, then you got to try.
Yeah, but at the same time, requires a lot of personal maturity, if I may, because having the guts to say, yeah, what I wrote sucks, let's use yours, sometimes very difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that comes with patience and doing it for so many times. A lot of times I'll let everyone else go before I open my mouth, just to see if their idea is going to be better. And then they'll be like, oh, I thought you had an idea. I'm like, yep, yours is way better. I'm not even going out there. We're going to just keep yours. That's great. So, and we do have a lot of us. So there tends to be too many cooks in the kitchen. And it's the yin yang. It's difficult sometimes to get all your ideas across and also listen to everyone else's objectively. But over so many years, like I said, the patience game, that's where we win, by just having some patience and really letting the material absorb and develop. Sometimes the songs write themselves. It's crazy. Sometimes a song will be written in 3 or 4 hours, and sometimes songs will take a week and a half. Maybe a month you'll spend. Other times they're done in like 3 days. It's crazy. It's so unpredictable.
I'm not a songwriter myself, but I suspect that if you wait more than a couple of months on a song, then there's something wrong with it, right?
Sometimes, or it just feels incomplete, and you just need to put it down because you'll just drown yourself in that one idea. Sometimes you need to put it away, work on something else, change the key, change the tempo, go away from that whole vibe for a while, go away from it for months if you have to. And then if there was something there, when you go back and revisit it, sometimes it's easier to go, oh shit, I know what to do. But you were so close to it in the moment, you didn't know. So sometimes, like I said, patience is the key. And it's art. It's always, it's never given up on it, just abandoned briefly.
You did the production, right? Correct?
Correct.
So how challenging is, although you have been doing this for a lot of years, to bring all these elements, all these layers, and put some balance to them? Although we had Matt Wallace doing the mixing, so how does this thick result gain the straightforwardness it requires to reach our ears?
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought up Matt, because he is definitely the one who has to sort through it and make it have that big, thick glue, and just put it all together. A lot of times he will tell me that, hey, Skinny, man, we got too much going on in this section. Someone's got to win here. We can't have all of this going on. Like, there's just too much. Other times he'll just send me a mix and I'll be like, yo, that, you cut something out. And then as I absorb it, I'm like, wow, it's so much better without it in. So to have someone, in the end of the game with fresh ears to come in and mix and really sort through your stuff and live with it and absorb the material and get into it, it's a blessing, man. I can't recommend it enough for other people to get some fresh ears on your stuff, get a different approach. When you're that close to the music, you don't always hear what it could be. So I'm glad you brought up Matt, and he is definitely one of the main reasons that those things end up sounding the way they are, because he's just very good at mixing a lot of things.
So aside from Matt Wallace, you had also another set of ears. You had Jacob Hansen. So, and I'm not sure if I'm correct. This is the first time Mushroomhead works with him. So, what did he bring to the sound of Call the Devil?
So we've been doing this a long time, and mastering is always one of those things that I've felt could make or break your record when you're so far into it. And here we go again with Napalm Records and being very collaborative. And they had suggested, and of course we knew the name because of all the Volbeat stuff. And the guy's just a sonic wizard. So once we had the kind of the handoff from Napalm, we were able to get a hold of him pretty fast, and luckily his schedule worked out. He brought a very clean and even master. There was not a lot of coloring other than where it needed to be. I don't hear things pump or swell. Like, it is like almost crystal clean and loud and proud, not too loud. some of his first masters, the majority of them came back and we never touched it. It was perfect the first time. He
Great.
is he is amazing. Absolutely. I would love to work with him again. So that wouldn't happen without Napalm. So like I said, they've been great to us and everything's been very collaborative with them. So yeah, they helped out with the cover and the mastering.
On Eye to Eye, the beginning, there is a TV commercial, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. A lot of people know Gravy's my older brother, and he and I grew up. We were born in Detroit, Michigan, and that it's an old car commercial from when we were little kids. And he was playing it on guitar the one day when we were in the studio, and I started singing the song, and we just laughed about it. Like I said earlier, we were just laughing about stuff. And when it came time to put that song together, we had still been saying that, here, dog, come on, dog. I mean, every time the song was on, so we were like, we got to put it in the song. So, again, that's just a personal thing. Again, working with my brother and, just getting close again after COVID, man.
Mm.
We hadn't seen each other. We hadn't seen any of the band members. Like, to be able to work in close quarters again, it was just awesome. And we had a lot of fun. And I think it translates on the album. You can hear it.
Yeah. So you have different, not everybody is, you have different voices, very different singers. So first of all, how do you pick who is singing what?
That one's a tough because I don't know if we necessarily do. Sometimes, like, they just, the songs, like, as we're working on them, you can kind of, like, we'll say out loud, oh, I'd love to hear Jackie right there. Or Stevie would kill this right there. Scotty and Jackie would, a nice harmony right there. Like, sometimes we already have the idea as it's being put together. Sometimes we'll put together the bulk of a song and send it off to just Stevie or just Scotty or just Jackie to where let's see what they do, because we work on a lot of things at once, not just one song. So there'll be three cooking on the stove at the same time, if you will. And then sometimes we'll send the same songs to everyone and then let them get their ideas or whatever, and then kind of sort through and see what works. There's a lot of experimenting going on. And sometimes when we have those ideas and we hear who's doing the main vocal in the long run, we're like, no, 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 no. Put Jackie on top and put Stevie on the next part. Like we were wrong in our initial approach. And like I said, sometimes it comes to life in the studio and they just kind of tell us what needs to be where. Because it is difficult. Everyone sounds great. They sound great together, but they can't be on all the time. So when they go away for long periods of time and come back, it's that breath of fresh air. And then the layers just make it extra creepy and a little more, like I said, cinematic and sinister, if you will.
What about the lyrics? Who is writing the lyrics?
There's the majority of it is Steve Rockhorst and then myself.
Okay.
And Scotty and Jackie contribute as well because we'll, pass things around. And is there a better way to say this, or are we too rhymey? Things like that. So it's very collaborative. But Stevie, man, he is dark and twisted, and some of the stuff that he's singing, I'm just like, where did you come up with this? He is the right guy for the job. So yeah, lyrically, this album is really unique, and his stuff is super twisted.
Well, the devil is in the details, a.k.a. the lyrics.
Yes.
That's a weird joke to make, but anyhow, you have released two amazing videos. First of all, how much is the band involved in the concept or the visuals? Because those are really important, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all that stuff is done in-house. We have a studio where we shoot all that stuff. So, and we build all the, staging and the props. So we're very hands-on with every bit of it. And a lot of that stuff is well thought out, sometimes months in advance, as far as how we'll shoot it, what type of camera, what type of lens, lighting. And then we'll get to start shooting it and we realize it's no different than making a song, and we should change all these ideas now that we see what it looks like. So again, very collaborative, and everyone kicks in. I've got an amazing crew as well, and a lot of the same guys that are out on the road are the same guys helping me build the video sets.
And I'm guessing that the same goes with the mask that everybody and or the roles that everybody is playing in the band, right?
Yeah, again, very, very much in-house stuff that we do. All the sculpting. Six of the new masks were sculpted by our new guitar player, Joe Gall.
Oh.
Yeah, right here in house. So we'll get our head cast done and then sculpted out of clay so they fit right, with your eyes and your ears. A little bit easier to see and hear out of. Not much, but a little bit. but yeah, Joe Gall, our new guitar player, another guy that's in the camp that's super talented, and just so happens he can sculpt out of clay and make monster masks.
Wow. So, with the tour coming in maybe a week or maybe so, how many songs are you planning to play from the new album?
Again, it's getting really tough. We got 9 albums, 2 songs off every album. There's 18 songs. We're going to be here a while, but currently we're looking at 2, hopefully 3. And then we'll see how they play out once we start. Sometimes when we put set lists together, we'll go play some newer stuff, and it doesn't always translate live the way we might have thought it was. So we may be changing it, throughout the tour, throughout the next couple of tours as we go. Definitely going to do some experimenting, but you'll hear 2 or 3 for sure.
Okay, so you have Europe first, then the US, and the US tour goes until 26th of October. So that's done for Mushroomhead this year, or do you have more dates on the works?
Currently, we're definitely. I'm not sure if we're confirmed yet, but there may be something for us, a festival in November. Like I said, I'm not sure if we're confirmed, so I'm not going to say the name, but we are still looking out, and we're starting to get some offers all the way into April of 2025. So yeah, we're going to try to push this record as hard as we can.
And that festival you mentioned in November, is this on this side of the Atlantic or in Europe?
No, it'll be South America somewhere.
Okay, got it. On October 24th, you have a Halloween show. Anything special planned for that day?
We're hoping that because it's regional, that Gravy is able to join us at that show.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's always great to have 2 guitars playing. When we started Mushroomhead back in the early '90s, there was 2 guitars for the first 3 albums, first 4 albums, and after a while, we went to 1 only. And now when Gravy's with us, boy, I miss the sound of just 2 guitars being gigantic.
Yep, I can see that. Skinny, thank you very much for your time. Is there anything else you would like to say that I forgot to ask?
I just want to thank everyone out there for taking the time and checking out Mushroomhead, whether you've been around for 30 years or the last 30 seconds. Stay tuned because we got a lot more coming.
Thank you very much. See you here in Joliet.
Right on. Yes, we'll be there soon. Thank you so much for doing the interview today. Thank you.
Absolutely. Have a great day, man. Bye.
All right, man. You too. Take care.